Hello and welcome back to class. Okay, so today we are going to be looking at cleaning our data and preparing our data. Okay, so this is what our data looks like. Okay, we have our employee ID. We have our employee ID. We have our hire date, gender, age, ethnic group, work type, business unit, and the rest of the columns right here. Okay, we have our resignation dates here. Okay, and if you look at this, we have our remains employed. Okay, we have our remains employed here. Now here, if you look at the remains employed, you can see that it's saying no and yes, meaning that people that are still working in the company, they are yes, and people that has left, they are no. And if you look at the resignation dates, people with no have resignation dates. Okay, and the ones with yes, meaning that they're still in the company, their resignation dates are empty. So that is why these rows here are showing empty. Okay, so that is it. Now we're going to go to Power Query to clean this data, correct all of these formats, and add some other things to this data to make it analysis worthy, to aid analysis. Okay, so now I'm going to be going to Power Query to clean this data. Now I'm going to go to my data ribbon, then from table/range, because I am dealing with a table right here. Okay, let it come up. Okay, now that is up, so I'm going to be clicking OK. Okay, now we are in Power Query. We are in the Power Query editor. This is the Power Query editor. So this is where the transformation takes place. This is where the data cleaning takes place. Okay, Power Query is an editor. Okay, this is where all the cleaning takes place. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, first on our column here, we have our employee ID. Okay, now our employee ID should be on text. The data type should be on text. Okay, so I'm going to be changing that. Replace current. Okay, we have our second column, which is our hire dates. We have our hire dates. So I'm going to be changing this. It's showing whole number. This is a date column, so it should be in the date format. Okay, so I'm going to be changing this to date. Replace current. Okay, our next column is the gender. So I'm going to be filtering this gender column. Okay, take note of where I'm filtering from. I'm filtering from here. I want to see what is inside the column. So I'll load more. I'm checking for errors, spelling errors, and all of that. I don't see any error here. I don't have any error. It's in order. The spellings are in order. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply right click and transform and trim. Now what trimming does is that trimming removes spaces. Okay, those spaces that might add when you're typing. So that is what trimming does. It removes those spaces. Okay, now the next column we have here is our age. Okay, I'm going to filter this to see what we have inside the age. We have our age to be from 15 years to 87 years. So I'm going to go ahead and do a conditional column on this age. So I'm going to go to add column, conditional column. Okay, while this is coming up, so as this is up, I'm going to change the name and I'm going to add age group here. Age group. Okay, now I'm going to pick from my columns here age. If it is less than or equal to Okay, because I'm dealing with a range. That is where I'm using less than or equal to. Okay, if age is less than or equal to 27, give me 15 to 27 years. Okay, I'm going to click on add clause to add another line. So I'm picking my age again. If it is less than or equal to 40, okay, if it is less than or equal to, okay, 40, give me 28 to 40 years. Okay, you can go ahead and do your own grouping, maybe 5 years, 10 years. It depends on what you want to achieve. Okay, now I'm going to pick another one, less than or equal to 53. Okay, I'm going to have 41 to 53 years. Okay, I'll add another clause. Now I'm going to have this one is going to be 65, sorry. 65, we have 54 to 65. Okay, now I'm going to be doing this on the else. Okay, 68 to 87 years. Okay, let me complete this. Okay, 68 to 87 years. So I have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 age groups. Okay, so I'll be clicking OK. Now once this adds, I'll change my data type here to text, because this is a text column. Power Query will say this as a text because of this text in these characters in between. Okay, if you change this to a whole number, it will show error because this is supposed to be a text column because of these characters here. Okay, so I'm going to be changing this to text. Okay, now let me move forward. Okay, we've done this age. Now we have our ethnic groups. We have our ethnic groups. Okay. Now our ethnic groups, now we need to also look at this. Okay, we'll come back to this and change this. Okay, maybe make it we'll change the grouping. Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, now I have a whole lot of text columns here. So let me go through this one. This is the work type, contract, full-time, part-time. Okay, this is in order. Let me also filter this to see what is inside. This is the business unit. Okay, that's where the business is located. Now we have the Brantford, Hamilton, Oshawa, Ottawa. Okay, now these ones are also in order. We have the cost center. Okay, so we'll be changing. Okay, we have this. This is in order. Let me load more. Okay, this is actually in order. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be changing this name here, this cost center, to department. Okay, I'm going to be changing this to department. Okay, so we also have another one here, pay type. Let me load more. Okay, we have hourly and salary. Okay, we have a separation reason. Okay, let me load more. We have voluntary and involuntary. Okay, these are all text columns. So I'll go ahead and trim all of these columns. So I'll click this one, hold my control, select, select, okay, and right click, transform, trim. Okay, so I've trimmed these columns. Okay, so right down here, what we have here now is our values. Okay, so let's look at this. Okay, so let's look at adding our, let's look at adding our, bringing out the, okay, let's go to this. Let's complete this, our ethnic group. Okay, let's complete our ethnic group. Let's change this because this is showing, let me filter this. Sorry, let me filter. It's simply showing group A, group B, C, and the rest. Let me look more. Okay, we're going to be changing this to a proper ethnicity. Okay, so we are going to change, let me do this. So I'm going to be doing find and replace. So I'm going to click on group A and say replace group A with African American, African American. Okay, African American. On the advanced option, I'll open it and click match entire cell content and click OK. So I have this changed. Then on the group B, I'll click on it, replace value, and I'll make this Asian. Okay, I'll do the same thing again, match entire cell contents. Okay, I have I have groups of A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, I'll make this F. Okay, let me count this. A, B, C, D, E, F. I'll make this Native American. Okay, Native Americans. Okay, let me filter and see what we have. Sorry. Okay, we have A, B, C. So this group C, we're going to make it Caucasian. We're going to make the C Caucasian. Okay, let me open this and select group C. Okay, I'm going to make this Caucasian. Match entire cell content. Okay, I have this. Delete. So I'm going to make the group D. Let me filter again. The group D here, I'm going to make it Latino. Okay, Latino. Let me look more. Group D is Latino. Okay, match entire cell content and okay. Okay, I'll come to my apply steps. I'll cancel the filtered and delete. Please take note of what I'm canceling. I'm not canceling the replace value. I cancelled what I filtered. Okay, so I'm going to check again. Okay, I think I still have group E. I've done A, B, C, Okay, we've done C, A, B, C, D, E, Middle Eastern. Okay, so we're doing E, which is the Middle Eastern. Okay, Middle Eastern, replace value. Middle Eastern. Match entire cell content. Okay. Okay, I think we now have the last one. Group G, which is the orders. The orders. Okay, let's make this the orders. Place value. Orders. Okay, we have this. Okay, we've done this. So let's look at doing other things. Now let's look at our year. Let's look at our date here. Let's look at our date. Okay, now this is the higher date. Now we need to extract a year, month name, and quarter from this. Okay, so let's look at doing this. Okay, so from my date here, the add column, I'll be going to my date. Now let me get here, year. Okay, I have this added. I'll come back here. I'll still go back again. Now month, name of month. Okay, still here. Let me get quarter of year. Okay, I have this. So let me make my year text. Okay, now my month name, I'm going to be extracting this. I'll go to transform. From transform, I'll locate extract, first characters. Now I'll be making this 3 and I'll click OK. Okay, so I've done this. Now on this quarter, I want to add, I'm going to use a add column from example, from selection. Okay, I'm going to be adding a quarter. What I'm seeing here is a quarter 4. Okay, so I'll click enter and it will fill up automatically for me. Okay, I can rename my column here to, okay, let me use a short form quarter. Okay, I have this. I'll click OK. Let it come up. Okay, now I have this. So I have my, let me load more. My quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4. Okay, there's something else I would like us to get. I would like us to get retirement status. Let's get retirement status. So we'll be getting this retirement status from the age group we created. We'll be getting this retirement status from this age group. So I'll highlight the age group. On my add column, I'll go to conditional column again. Okay, now I'll be doing this retirement. I'll name this retirement sorry, retirement status. Okay, if age group, okay, if age equals 66 to 87. Where is 87? Okay, give us retirees. Retirees. Okay, give us retirees. Okay, else give us active. Okay, if age equals 66 to 87, give us retirees because this is the age for retirement. 66 to 87, they should be retired. Okay, else give us active. If they are lesser than this, give us that they are still active. Okay, so I'll click OK. Okay, it has added here, so I'm going to make this text. Okay, from salary, let's look at our salary. Okay, from current salary here, let's look at grouping these salaries. Let's look at grouping these salaries. Okay, so we're going to be doing a conditional column for this. Conditional column. Now I'm going to be naming this salary level. Salary level. Okay. Okay, so if salary, where is it? If current salary equals 4,000, give us very low. Very low. Add clause. Current salary. Let me add clauses. Equals 16. Low. Okay, equals 26. Let's do this way. Okay, middle. Okay, okay, if it equals 35, let me add clause. 35,000. Give us high. Else give us very high. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to be changing this to text. Okay, now we have this. Now let's look at this. Let's try to get let's look at our, where is it? Okay, look at it here. Now let's look at our remains employed. Let's look at our remains employed. So on this remains employed, I'm going to be doing a find and replace. Now I'm going to be replacing, because on this remains employed, this simply means people that are still employed, they are yes, they are still employed. People that have left the company, they are no. Because if you look at this, you see their resignation on the resignation date column. You see that they have a date for resignation. Okay, we'll take care of this column to correct this date issue here when we get to it. Okay, so I'm going to be replacing no with inactive. I'm going to be replacing no. Replace no with inactive. Inactive. Match entire cell content. So I'm going to be replacing yes with active. match entire cell content, and okay. Okay, we have this. Now I'm also going to get another thing from this. Now I would like to get the number of people that are still employed, that's the number of active and the number of inactive. Now I'm also going to be using this column here to get this. Now I'm going to name it count of active and count of inactive. So for me to get this, I'll be using column from example to achieve this. Okay, so I'm going to highlight this column. Now on column from add column here, I'll go to column from example from selection. Okay, now my column is open here. Now people that are active I'm going to be naming them. Let me name them. Okay, let me name this. Let me first of all do this. Count of active. Sorry. Yes, I'm correct. Count of active. Okay. Okay. So my active here is going to be 1. So I'm going to assign 1 to active. Now for inactive, I'm going to assign it 0 and I'll click enter. So it's going to automatically fill this up. Now this will help me to count when I get to Excel to know the number of persons that are still active. Okay. Now let me click OK. Now we have this. Let it load. We have this here, count of active. So let me still go back to this remains employed. What do we have? Okay, yes, I have it here. Let me get a count of inactive from selection. Okay, let me name this count of inactive. Okay, now this my inactive here is going to be 1. My active is going to be 0 and enter. Now, okay. So I've gotten that. We've achieved those ones. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we'll get other things too. Now let's look at the employee rating. Let's look at the employee rating. Okay, we have an employee column here called employee rating. Okay, let me filter this and see what we have. Okay, for my employee rating here, we have from 1 to 5. Now this is how the employee is rated in terms of how satisfied they are with the organization and all of that. Okay, so let's do a rating for this. So conditional column. Okay, so I'll be naming this satisfaction rating. Let me name this satisfaction rating. Okay, so we are picking from current employee rating. If it equals 1, give us very poor. Anybody that rated 1, that is actually very poor. That means the person is really, really not satisfied with the job. Okay, so let me pick another one. If it equals 2, let's say the person is okay, let's say this is just 4. Now let me add clause. If it equals let me add another clause. Okay, this is 3, this is 4. Okay, for 3 we have an average. And for 4 we are going to use a good. Okay, we're going to use good. Now, else, excellent. Excellent. Okay, we have this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then excellent. Okay. So we have this. I'm going to be changing this to text. Okay. Let me load more and see. Average, excellent, good, poor, very poor. Okay. Let me cancel this. Okay. I think we have one more thing to look at here. Let's take a look at one more thing here. Okay, and that will be, okay, our date here. Let's correct this, please. Let's correct this. So this should be on a date format. Okay, let me explain again just in case. This is showing null because this one showing null simply means that they are still active. They've not left the company. This one showing date that has a date simply means that yes, there's a date for their resignation. They've already resigned. They've left. Now this person showing null, they are still in the company. If you look at here, if you look at the remains employed status here, you see that they are still active. The other ones with dates are inactive. Okay, so this is why there's a null on some of these rows here. Okay, now let's look at our, okay, let's look at, we have our leave balance, we have our tenure in company. Okay, we have our tenure in company. Now let's see what we can get from this tenure in company. Okay, let's see what we can get from this tenure in company. Okay, for this tenure in company here, we are going to be using a, let's look at this. Let me use the local. Okay, let's check something. Okay, I'm going to be changing this to duration. Let me change this to duration so I can get the actual duration that they've spent in the company. Okay, okay, I have this. Okay, let me go to transform, then duration, total years. Okay, let me make this a whole number. Okay, I have this. So if I filter this tenure in company, let me load more. Okay, I can see that some persons have spent from 1 year to 55 years in this company. Okay, let me cancel this. Now let's take a look at our hire date here. Now our hire date here shows from 2014. Let me load more. From 2014 to, okay, I'm still trying to get this. Okay, we have 1980. We have 1980 here. Okay, we have 1980. Okay, so this company has actually spent is an old company, so that's why we are having some of the tenure ranging like that. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let me cancel this. Okay, since we've gotten this, now there's something else I would also like us to get. There's something I want us to get. Okay, now I would like us to get from the year, from our year here. Let me go to year. The year we extracted. Where is it? We extracted year today. Let me get it. Okay, I've seen it. Now, if we come to this year here, let me load more. Okay, now we have 1966 here. Are you seeing this? Now I think this is why we are having some persons, their tenure being 50 something years. Okay, they've spent 50 something years in the company. Okay, maybe these are the owners of the company or something like that, or the people that started with the company. Okay, now we have our year to be from 1966 to 2014 here. Okay, so let me cancel this. Now, why I would like us to put this in a group, because if we try to do an analysis with this when modeling, it's going to come out quite bulky and clustered. So I would like us to, especially when we're trying to do a trend or show a trend of what happened over the years. Okay, so I would like us to put this in a group. Okay, I want us to put this in a group. Okay, so let me cancel out. So I'm going to do another age group, sorry, another grouping for this. Okay, I'll go to add column, conditional column. Okay, I'm going to name this year group. I'm going to name this year group. Okay, now let's pick our year. Okay, now if year equals 1970, okay, if year equals 1970, okay, okay, if year is less than or equal 1970, still return 1970 to us. 1970. Okay, sorry, this should be less than or equal to. Okay, 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 1970. Let me add clause. Yeah, where is it? Yeah. Okay, this should be 1980. 1980, give us 1980. I'm just trying to put this in a group. Okay, let's do it another way. Let me cancel this. Let's do it another way. Okay, so we are here. Let's do it another way. Now we're going to do this in a way that we are going to have less than or equal to, so that we can get a proper grouping, so that we don't have any sort of error. Okay, so I made the year. Okay, the year is on whole number. I'll go back to add conditional column. Okay, year group. Year group. Okay, I'm going to pick here. Pick another one. Add another clause. And another clause. Okay, let me just pick this at once. Okay, less than or equal to, less than or equal to, less than or equal to, and less than or equal to. Okay, the first one we have here is 1970. Okay, this one is 1980. Same with this one is 1990. This one is 1991. Okay, let me add another clause and pick here. Less than or equal to. uh 2010. Okay, on the else I have 2014. Okay, so I'm going to make this 1970 as well. Sorry, 1970. 1980. 1990. Sorry, 1990. 1991. 2010. I'm simply doing this so that I can have these years grouped so that I don't have clustered charts when I'm trying to make a chart with it, or if I'm trying to use this year for a slicer, I don't have it being clustered. Okay, I need it arranged. That is why I am grouping this and putting it into a group. Okay, so I have this. If year is less than or equal to 1970, still give me this. Okay, so this is what I have. Okay, this is just for grouping sake. Okay, so let me click OK. Okay, I'm making this a text. Okay, so this is what I have: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I have 6. Okay, now my year group, I had sorry, my year, I have how many years? Okay, if I'm going to make anything with it, this is going to be too clustered. So this is the reason I decided to put it in a kind of grouping. Okay, so as just to have it shorter like this. Okay, so this is just the reason why we did the conditional colon, to shorten it, so we don't have it clustered. Okay, so that is it. Let me go back here. Okay, I'm going to make this here text again. Okay, so I have this. Now let me go to the beginning and see what I have. I have 28 columns in total. I have 28 columns in total. Okay, I have 28 columns in total. Okay, now I have my employee ID, which is text, my hire date, this is a date, my gender text, data type, age, whole number, my ethnic group text, work type text, business unit, I have a text. Okay, I have a department. My department is a text. Okay, I have a, which one again? Pay type. Pay type is text. Separation reason text. Okay, tenure in company, whole number. Leave balance, whole number. Sick days, whole number. Current salary, I have these ones. Okay, I can decide to remove some of these columns that I've gotten, I've done conditional columns on. I can decide to remove them. I can decide to leave them. Okay, like columns like, where is it? Okay, columns like, okay, columns like current salary, I can decide to remove it. I can also decide to also remove the current employee rating since I've gotten what I wanted from them. Okay, I no longer need them, but I can still leave it. It's not still doing anything there. Okay, now let's go over to the next stage. Now we are through with cleaning this data. We are through with cleaning this data. Now let's count our rows. Let's check how many rows we are working with on this data. So I'll go to transform, and under transform, I'll say count rows. I'll click on it. Now I have 3,256 rows of data. Okay, so this is what I have. I have 3,256 rows of data to work with. Okay, let me check if there are any duplicates on this data. Okay, Let me check if there are any duplicates on this data. So let me switch on my column profile. Okay, so let me check. I'll come down here, column profiling based on entire data set. Let's see what we have. Okay, I think we have everything in order. Our count is 3,256. The same thing with our distinct and the same thing with our unique. Okay, we don't have any duplicates. Okay, so everything is now in order. Now we can go over to Excel to start our analysis. If we have any other thing to add to the analysis, we can still come back to Power Query to add it as we go ahead. Okay, so let me load back to Excel. So on my home ribbon here, I'll click on close and load. I'll click on close and load. Okay, we are back to Excel. So for our next class or our next video, I'm going to start modeling this data. I'm going to start with the analysis. We're going to start with bringing out the insights. Okay, so this is what our cleaned data looks like. This is what our clean data looks like. If you look here on the queries and connections, you will see what we loaded. 3,256 rows loaded. Okay, so that is it. So I'm going to be seeing us in our next class when I start modeling and doing the visualizations. Okay, thank you very much and see us.